Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Mystery Case Files House That Love Built. I'm MCFPapa, and this is part number 12. And now we go on to an old diary, whatever this hidden chapter is, separate from the bonus chapter. Needed to collect all the observers.
A different timeline. Emma Ravenhearst was much less fortunate. This is what it was like.
Okay. So this is like recreating Emma's diary? Entry number 1, August 24th, 1894. My new life. Today I finally made... well... I'm not gonna bother reading all this. I think it's like word for word from the original Ravenhearst. So... I'm not gonna bother with it. If you really wanted to hear me read all this text, just do the go watch my Ravenhearst replay. Huh. Did they really actually recreate all 20 entries in the drawing? I don't know. That would be very impressive if they did. It's looking kind of like they did. Well, now that's really cool as a nice little bonus feature. And hey, this is basically the same thing as the collector's edition content from Escape from Ravenhearst, but here you're doing sepia-toned images for hidden object scenes, but there's far more of them, first of all, and second of all, it's not the only major collector's edition content that's added. There's plenty of other hidden object scenes already included in the game. I hope, though, that there really isn't any new stuff in these entries, because I am skipping through them and not bothering to even really glance at them, because I'm assuming it's all just the same thing. It's cool to get at least a lot of extra pure hidden object gameplay for once. You know, hey, even with this one, they recreated Charles looking in the distance, but this time the angle's a bit different. And you collect them. And hey, how about this? This weird design of the fever dream, I'd say, is actually better than what the official Ravenhearst drawing looked like. And hey, updating Rose's character design to be a bit more consistent with how she appeared in Crossfade. Now that's nice. And they even, I guess, gave Emma a bit of color to highlight that it's Emma. I'm not sure why they colored in her hair slightly. I wish they didn't have sparkles, though, for where the items were in this. Like, it would have been better to just let you get a hint if you wanted. Oh yeah, this one. Is Charles trying to poison me? Yeah, he is. Oh, it's not as brutal as the illustration was in the original game where, like, Charles had grabbed onto her dress. And they even keep in the part about the last locked door requiring seven skeleton keys, even though that was only in Ravenhearst. Huh. Okay. That's it? No, like, extra lore or cutscene or anything? Okay. Well, still, that was a very nice and cool to see extra. That, hey, that actually does kind of pay respect to the early days of MCF. So they did actually try something. That's probably the nicest collector's edition unlockable in any of these Grandma games, so they did quite well for that. Alright, any achievements I missed? I don't think so. Oh, but yeah. Should just do that. Oh, I did. Oh, I didn't do any without mistakes. Oh no. Whatever will I do? They even brought back the weird nurse mannequin from Blackpool Temperance Hospital in Escape from Ravenhearst? Okay. A fantasy image of Charles marrying Emma. Ravenhearst with a red paint job. That's pretty interesting. Oh, they even had Alistair Dalamar's little puzzle box. Huh. Okay. Well, pretty nice. Anything else for the observers? No, I guess there's no, like, interactive animation with them. It's just doing the other extra diary. But hey, there are some cameos of stuff from earlier entries, like remember the cute little MCF mouse? Remember him? There's Isis. I guess the Master Detective as a voodoo doll. Alistair Dalamar's journal, but a lot prettier. Oh, it's like got the stuff from the final puzzle in Fate's Carnival on it as decoration. Okay. Huh. Well, let's see what the jigsaw puzzle is. I'm very surprised, though, that in none of this collector's edition stuff, was there any teaser for what might come next for MCF? So maybe that means that the next game will be a more isolated standalone game again, and not be one that tries to continue on the plot of an earlier game. I don't know. Oh, it might be hard to tell on the recording, but I'm laughing at this. Oh my goodness, that looks so bad with Charles just like photoshopped into the asset from Escape from Ravenhearst, the Charles's cell. Alistair's just on top of the ladder at the window, and Charles is just looking in at him. Okay. Usually the special puzzle has a really cool wallpaper that's a lot better looking than the ones in the regular collector's edition section, but I think this is an exception to that rule. But then again, I haven't looked at all of these yet, so let's check them out. There's like Charles briefly coming back and materializing. There's Evelyn. There's Angelica possessing Evelyn. Oh, I guess it is a different shirt. Yeah, it's a totally different outfit. It just, the white top and reddish pants look very similar to each other. And there's our fellow MCF agents. And then that guy. And a lot of just wallpapers of rooms. Huh. Okay, concept art. Yeah, looks like they planned that from the start, having Charles return. Different looks for Evelyn. Oh man, why did they go with that design for Evil Evelyn / Angelica? Why didn't they go with that one? That looks great. Like, that's perfectly over the top for a villain to wear that sort of outfit. Oh, it would have been nice to see her in a trench coat sort of outfit, like she was inspired by the Master Detective to wear a big trench coat. Oh, the observers. The lighthouse. Underneath Ravenhearst. The dollhouse. One of the hidden object scenes. The wedding. Okay. And all the movies and all the soundtracks and such. Okay, well, that's House That Love Built. Its collector's edition stuff did redeem it quite a bit. I did really enjoy the collector's edition stuff in this game. I'd say it's probably some of the best that the series has seen since, like, Dire Grove Sacred Groves collector's edition. But, like, I just think the main game's story was just very disappointing. You know, it didn't even really follow up on Fragments of Truth really at all. Like, they didn't really address that weird prophecy at the end of that game. So they clearly probably had no idea where to go with it at the end of Fragments of Truth, so they figured, why bother, just forget about it. Detective V got at least one singular mention in the journal. That's something, at least. Now, going forward in the series, I really hope this isn't the start of a downward trajectory for MCF. And you could argue that the downward trajectory already occurred by the time of Shadow Lake, or even Escape from Ravenhearst was the start of the downward trajectory for the series. With this game, they just reused so much from earlier entries. There's homage, like, I felt that The Last Resort was similar to Dire Grove in several aspects, but it was more of an homage to Dire Grove, whereas this really feels more like a ripoff with how much they just took from Escape from Ravenhearst, and a bit of Fate's Carnival too. And their execution just wasn't that good at all, which is very disappointing. Like, even though I really don't like Detective V as a protagonist in Fragments of Truth, like, the game itself, like, was still pretty unique in its own right, I felt, and a nice enough entry in the series. But this one, oof. Honestly, at this point, I don't want to see Charles Dalmar appear in a future MCF game. I don't want to see him referenced in a future MCF game. I don't want to see Ravenhearst Manor itself really referenced again in the MCF games. Like, I just think the story has been done, and done to death at this point. At the very least, with the Dalmar Legacy, they took it in a really interesting direction, and it made for a great sort of conclusion. But now with this, they're like, no, we can't let that happen, so we gotta bring back Charles again for the end. Because that game really needed Charles. Don't try to make Angelica more of a threatening villain and build her up as better as the new antagonist. No, can't do that. I'm gonna keep on with the new MCF games, but honestly, like, the AI is what bothers me more than anything else. Plot or lore related. Like, it's just so lazy, and something they clearly didn't have to do, because there was clearly very talented developers capable of working on this game. Like, look at the Raven. Nice 3D model and everything. Not AI. Look at the old diary. Not AI, but actual loving recreations of the existing sort of diary pages from the original Ravenhearst. So just, I don't know. Like, I guess it's just they gotta penny pinch as much as possible. But you know what? The games seem to be very successful. Like, Grandma's MCF games are generally at the top of the best selling of the whole series on Big Fish's website. So what gives that? Like, they feel the need to bring more and more AI into this. And I don't know what to do except say I hate AI in the video game space. It's unneeded at all. But, like, I'm just very worried that, at least in the short term, AI will just totally dominate this sort of series. Which is just so unfortunate. And I don't know, I did predict that it would get more and more AI, and I'm very sad that the prediction is already coming true in this game, and I'm worried probably the next game they make will be even more AI in it, which is just so unfortunate. Besides the AI complaint, other thoughts, like, Angelica, this game really should have built Angelica up a lot more as a villain. Like, I thought that's what it was going to do, but then she just went missing in the last section of the game after Evelyn killed herself. Maybe she'll come back. I hope, at least, if she does come back, they do put in more effort to make her her own villain, not tied down by a bunch of Ravenhearst lore. And also, I really hope that this is the end of the old timeline. I want to just keep everything in the new timeline without any stuff bogged down by the earlier lore. And I guess they kind of did that with this game. I mean, it was dealing with Charles yet again in the new timeline, what he had built. But I'm just done with Charles as a villain. I really don't know what the next MCF game will be like, or where I'd rank it in the series, but this was just not it. You know, I hope I'm wrong that, like, every developer has their ups and downs with games, and this just happened to be a down point, and so the next game will be really good. I hope so, anyway. I'll probably keep on playing them, at least for the sake of this channel, even if the games become so much AI slop that it becomes fun to just lampoon the game rather than actually try to appreciate any good elements in it. And that's the thing, like, there were good elements in this game, but, like, boy, they just didn't execute them very well. I think should have, instead of having yet another underground section, should have done something more unique with Ravenhearst Manor itself. Have us explore the MCF agency, but it's shifting between the altered new timeline and the original timeline, and we use Emma's locket to go to the original timeline stuff at the agency, and how this, like, haunted house elements are popping into the more clean and unique office space. I think that would have been really great. But oh well, I could keep on going on and on and on and on and on and on and on ranting about this game while my thoughts are fresh. I might try to write some of them down in preparation for whenever I post the next retrospective, so I at least have something else to go off of. But I don't know when that'll be. I'm thinking at this point that I should call it MCF Retrospective Part 7, The New Dark Ages. But we'll just have to see what the trajectory of the future holds. It might be a better title to call it the AI era or the downfall era. Who knows at this point with entries. Just very disappointing. I'm sure I disappointed you, because you look forward to these series that I do on the blind Let's Plays of the new MCF games. I know you do, because they get decent views. But I'm just sorry, like, this one was not it. Maybe they'll change, hopefully they'll change, fingers crossed they'll change. But who knows at this point. I've rambled on so long in this video, so this'll be it for me. So, like and subscribe if you want. I hope you'll enjoy part 1 of I Spy Treasure Hunt, which will come out after this video in the regular schedule, because I really enjoy I Spy Treasure Hunt, and most importantly, I Spy Treasure Hunt has absolutely no AI in it whatsoever. Can you believe it? Crazy that that has to be a clarifier in games nowadays. But, oh well. I'm done. I've ended this part like 3 or 4 times already. So like and subscribe if you want. I'll see you in the next series. Bye bye.